Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. This is the week 7 teasers. I'm excited. I'm ready to hit it. Let's get to the first game. We got the Atlanta Falcons at the Miami Dolphins. Right now it's Miami plus 2.5. I want to bring that 2.5. I want to bring it up to a 9.5. And I absolutely love this pick. Listen. Worst case scenario, Falcons come in. They play really good on offense. They control time of possession, and they dominate the game. But luckily with Atlanta, they put up more yards than points. That's just a common theme with Atlanta throughout the years. And I think Brian Flores has to step up. You know, everyone was focusing on Urban Meyer last week and making fun of him, but no one has talked about Brian Flores except on this show. And I think the pressure will start cooking if he loses this game. I don't think the Dolphins lose this game. I feel really confident with the 9.5. We'll see what Tua can do. Devontae Parker should be back. Don't bet your life on him being back, but he should be back, and that will help an awful lot. Tua and Gesicki have a really good symbiosis. I think they hook up in the red zone, and I think Atlanta kicks field goals this game. I think Atlanta kicks 3 or 4, and that's the difference. Next game, Thursday Night Football. We got the Denver Broncos at the Cleveland Browns. Case Keenum will be starting. Browns line moved from -3.5. We're looking at -1, -1.5. I'm going with -1 for the purpose of this bets. And I'm bringing it around. I'm going Cleveland +6, rolling with Case Keenum. And I'm feeling pretty damn good about it. And I'm feeling pretty damn sure about it. Due to the line change, I will make this pick. With the -1, I like Cleveland to win in the cover. Think their defense steps up this game. Broncos have explosive wide receivers. We know that. We know Sutton and Judy can ball with the best of them, but you have to have someone pumping you. They have to get service. You're not going to get your package to open it from USPS if someone doesn't drive it here, and that's Teddy Bridgewater's job, and he just can't get it done. Browns are going to go press man-to-man, a lot of man-to-man coverage against Teddy. I don't think he's comfortable. It's hard to run the ball against the Browns. And listen, we know Nick Chubb's out. We know Baker Mayfield's out, but I don't think Baker Mayfield being out is catastrophic. I'm not saying Case Keenum is an upgrade on Baker Mayfield, but if any of you have watched any Browns film this year, this looks more like 2019 Baker than last year's Baker, if you know what I'm trying to say. That's why Case Keenum, he comes in here, he's going to make 3 or 4 big plays. Yeah, he might throw a pick. He's not the safest with the football. That's why Mike Zimmer ran him out in Minnesota. But I want to say something. Minnesota hasn't had a better quarterback since Case Keenum. I'm going to just say that right now. Next game, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens. We got Cincinnati +6. I know a lot of you guys want to work Baltimore down to a pick 'em, and I'm fine with it. But I do think some of you guys are doing that just because of the sheer amount we've won with the Ravens. Like when we were laughing at the Broncos bettors when we were the only ones in the whole week on the Ravens. Yeah, I get it, but sometimes we have to move on the week. It's the next chapter. Hell, it's even a new book. And Cincinnati is a team that plays pretty gritty in the trenches, and that's one thing you have to do if you want to go into Baltimore and compete. Yeah, you have to contain Lamar Jackson and you have to contain the deep ball, but the first thing you have to do is you have to be effective in the offensive line trench, and you have to be very effective in the defensive line trench. I think we're seeing that progress from Cincy, and I'm ready to see them stand up in the front 7 and offensive line against the Ravens. Ravens still got injuries on the offensive line. They're getting healthier. I'm not too worried about it. This is pretty much full strength against full strength. Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon will be ready. And I didn't like what I saw out of Cincy's offense in the first half against Detroit, but we are seeing that Jamar Chase, Burrow, deep ball combination start flourishing. Since he's going to have to do that, since he's going to have to be aggressive, I think Joe Mixon goes over 100 yards. That's why I love this +13. Listen, Baltimore, if you get them down to a pick 'em or money line, isn't the worst thing in the world, but I'm rolling with Cincy here with the +13. It looks pretty sexy for me. Next game, we got the New York Jets At the New England Patriots, Jets are +7. I'm going Jets +14, but I completely understand if you don't want to put this on your teaser because didn't week one, didn't the Jets not cover 14 points at home in the Meadowlands? For that being said, I don't think the Patriots are an explosive enough entity to blow out a team by more than 10 points if the other team brings their game. And I think the Jets will bring their game. Zach Wilson is getting better. Zach Wilson has a full bye week to prepare. Now, I do think the full bye week to prepare is a little bit overrated, especially like when I'm hearing people hype up the Eagles this week. Like Nick Sirianni's terrible. The bye week's not going to help that much. The Eagles scheme isn't that complex. With the Jets, you can make that argument, but I think you'll see an improvement out of Zach Wilson. I think you'll see him put up 17 points, and I just don't see the Patriots going past 21-24. Like, sure, if you want to tease this down to have the Patriots to win, I'm fine with it. I just think the better fundamentals for this game are Jets +14. And also, I do think the Patriots, we've seen kind of all they have to offer. I mean, they threw their best punch. They threw their money pick against the Bucks. They threw all their money plays against the Cowboys last week. How much do they really have? I think this is more Patriots at Texans than Patriots against the Buccaneers or Cowboys. Next game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Tennessee Titans. Right now, Kansas City's -4.5, -5. Listen, I'm not bothering with the 7 points because we're going to lose one if we go past 0 anyways. I'm just going to work this down 4.5 points. I'm going to go Kansas City money line, and the fundamentals are pretty basic. Kansas City, I think, has been on every teaser, and there's a reason, and they haven't let us down yet. Now, we know the Titans are a dangerous entity, and the Titans are a team that can win any game in this league just because they have Derrick Henry. I'm not saying they're good. I'm not saying Mike Vrabel's a good coach. We all know Ryan Tannehill's overrated, but whenever you have King Henry, you do have a piece that can absolutely change an NFL game on its back. But I like what Kansas City's doing. I like how their offense is getting going. Listen, the first 4 or 5 weeks, they were missing Sammy Watkins. So they've had to work in a little bit more run game, a little bit more play action to complement. I think Mahomes wins this game. You will have to sweat. The Titans aren't going to go down easy. But I absolutely love the Chiefs in the money line. Chiefs defense, it is a problem. But the way to attack the Chiefs defense is spread them out and throw it. I think the Chiefs are better against people like Derrick Henry than like a full passing team. Next game, we got the New Orleans Saints at the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are +5. We're doing the same thing we did last week with the Steelers game. I'm going Seahawks +5, and I'm bringing that up to +12. Listen, you got to love what the Saints are doing, and we love what the Saints are doing. We love what that defense is doing. We love what Sean Payton's doing, and there's just been a lot of money in it for us this year because not a lot of people have the same opinion. But even with that being said, sometimes you have to pivot, and sometimes you have to look at the scenario of the game. Seahawks at home. Listen, I don't think home field advantage is worth as much as you guys say or the bookies say, but I think it's worth like maybe 1.5, 2 points if it is a big trip and the atmosphere is raucous. One thing you can always say about Seattle, that atmosphere is raucous. Listen, I don't like Seattle's defense, but the Saints offense isn't the type of offense that can really just thrash the Seattle. You want to throw it against Seattle. They got no one in the secondary and they can't rush the passer. Seattle, I think they'll be good against the Saints run game, and that's the main thing. With Geno Smith, I don't think Geno Smith is terrible, but listen, Geno Smith isn't going to give us a hell of a lot. But at least he isn't self-destructing. At least we aren't seeing easy turnovers out of him. Yes, we know how that game against the Steelers ended. But with that being said, I think Geno is able to make 2 or 3 big plays. We know the Saints offense, they want to run the ball. I think the Seahawks defense steps up this game. I absolutely love the +12. We got Tampa Bay at Chicago. Listen, this Tampa Bay -12.5 is too much to tease down for me. Okay, it's just too much. So I'm going Tampa Bay money line. It can't hurt. So let me go through the teaser here. I'm going to make two. One is without the Browns. And then without the Browns, I'm throwing in the Packers -1. I didn't talk about the Packers -1, but it's just a bonus one if you don't like one of my picks. So right now, we got Miami +9.5, Cincy +13, Seahawks +12, Chiefs money line, Browns +6, Tampa Bay money line, Jets +14. If you don't like one of my picks, Green Bay -1. Also, don't make two teasers. Don't include this Thursday night game in one of them. There you go. There's your golden ticket. The best gambling show on the internet. Hit the like button, subscribe. I will be live Friday, 4:30 Eastern time for all of your questions. Make sure you check out that Patreon. Let's get paid.